everybody, thanks for joining me today. My name is Katie and I am the Holistic Homemaker. And today I'm going to show you how to make a very nourishing pregnancy infusion, or a blend of herbs and leaves to make yourself a pregnancy tea or infusion. I get a lot of my information out of the Wise Woman Herbal for the Childbearing Years by Susan Weed. And then I also have the Nursing Mothers Herbal, because a lot of this tea, everything in this tea is really great for nursing mothers as well. And in these books you can check to see if all of these are safe and what these herbs and leaves do for your pregnancy and for your body and for your baby. And so I'm just going to dive right in, and the base of all pregnancy teas is red raspberry leaf. And I ripped this package open because I was going to start, and I realized that my bowl's not going to be big enough to dump everything in it. So I'm going to measure, and I'm just going to do half of every single bag into my bowl. And because I purchased all of these herbs in the quantity that I wanted to make the tea, and I will go over that with you. Once I get everything mixed in this bowl, I'm going to transfer it over here, and I'm going to do it in 2 batches just because that'll make it a lot easier. And the red raspberry leaf is most important because it's a uterine tonic, and it's going to make your uterus really strong, and it's going to help you contract in your labor and make you have productive contractions. It's also really high in calcium, which is super important for mother and for baby, because the baby takes all the calcium from mother's bones, and it's really important to put that calcium back into our bodies. So that's the red raspberry leaf. My second addition to this tea is going to be the nettle, and it strengthens the kidneys and adrenals. It has a very high mineral and chlorophyll content for your it's really great for your hormonal system, and it also improves the elasticity of veins. So I'm just going to dump this in here. Alright, so there's 4 ounces of red raspberry leaf, and then I'm going to do the nettle. In this bowl I did 4 ounces of red raspberry leaf, and then I did 2 ounces of nettle leaf. And then the next thing we're going to throw in here is dandelion leaf. This is very high in calcium, so we're going to add half of this bag, and I got a 4-ounce bag of dandelion leaf. So I'm going to add 2 ounces of this. Alfalfa leaf, it increases vitamin K and hemoglobin in the blood. Alfalfa leaf is also used in the prevention and treatment of preeclampsia. So that's another good one to add, and I'm going to do 2 ounces of this. It's going to take our tea blend up to 10 ounces. I also have some oat straw, and oat straw strengthens capillaries. We want nice, strong capillaries to aid in the prevention of any kind of hemorrhage or anything from the uterus. Prevention of varicose veins and things of that nature. So I bought a 4-ounce bag, and I'm just going to add 2 ounces to this. Lemon balm is great for mothers, especially in the postpartum period. It's very uplifting, and it's good for mental wellness. Helps keep mom calm and de-stressed. So I'm going to add half an ounce of this to my mix. Okay, half an ounce of that. And then I'm also going to include some rose hips, because rose hips are really high in vitamin C. And I've got 1 ounce here, so I'm going to add half an ounce of rose hips to my tea. So this is going to take me up to 13 solid ounces of a tea blend here. So we got 13 ounces in this bowl, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to mix it, but I'm just going to go ahead, fluff it up. I have enough to fill up my 2 mason jars in just this alone. So just to recap, in this tea blend, I've used 4 ounces of red raspberry leaf. I used 2 ounces of nettle leaf. I used 2 ounces of dandelion leaf. I used 2 ounces of oat straw, half an ounce of lemon balm, and 2 ounces of alfalfa. And this will be enough tea to get me through the next couple months. I'm 17 weeks now, so I have a good ways to go. And I think with my last pregnancy, I had a full pound of nettle and a full pound of red raspberry leaf, and I got through probably 3/4 of it in 3rd trimester. So I like to make a big pitcher. I like to make a really large infusion so that I can drink iced tea throughout the day. So what I'll do is I'll add about a cupful of this mix to one of these jars, and I'll fill it halfways with boiling water, and I'll just let it infuse overnight. And then the next day I'll add some honey to it to just sweeten it just a little bit, and then I'll fill it the rest of the way with water, and then I have a really nice iced tea that I can drink. And my last baby was a summer baby, and this baby is also going to be a summer baby. I'm due in July, so it's a super refreshing drink, and I will drink literally about a quart or so, probably, I don't know, by the end of pregnancy I'll be drinking a whole one of these half gallons about a day, just because it's just the drink that I drink all the time. So this is going to be a big mess, but we're going to just go right to it and start dumping our tea, and I'm probably going to end up packing it pretty well into here, into our mason jar. It looks like I'm going to have 2 full jars. So for all of this tea right here, it cost me about $30 from Mountain Rose Herbs, and then it was another $7 to ship to my house. They are located in Eugene, so if you're anywhere near Eugene, you can just order it online and go to their storefront and pick it up. Or you can just order online and pay shipping. But as you can see, it makes a ton of tea, and you're saving so much money on your pregnancy tea. Because when you buy it in the store in the little tiny tea bags, that is costly. I think it's like $4. And I'm not sure how many tea bags you get, but it adds up quick because you go through those. Like I could go through a box of that in like less than a week. So it adds up real quick. Make sure this is mixed really good. Oh, my red raspberry leaf is kind of at the bottom. Like I said, I just did nettle and red raspberry leaf last time. This time I've decided to add the dandelion, oat straw, rose hips, lemon balm, alfalfa leaf. All of those are gonna really help nourish my body and get me prepared for wonderful labor. In my last birth, I also used some tinctures for my last labor and birth, and I had my waters were ruptured for 72 hours before the baby was actually born, before I actually went into real active labor. And when I went into real active labor at 72 hours after prom, it was a 1 hour and 20-minute labor. Now my first baby was 27 hours of labor and 4 hours of pushing, and then my second child, which ended up being in the hospital, my first baby was home birth. My second baby was born in hospital because I had marginal previa, and her labor was 7 hours, and then my third was just lightning fast. And I don't know that I would wish that on anybody. Yes, it's great to have a speedy labor, but I tell you what, it is intense. It can be just a little bit scary. So there I have it. I've got 2 half-gallon sizes mason jars full of my tea, and this will last me for a while, so I'm not going to blend up the rest. What I'll end up doing with the rest of the tea is just storing it. I'll probably transfer it all to jars because I like the way jars look, and then I'll just keep all of this stuff until I need to make another batch, or if somebody requests for me to make them a batch, I can do that as well. For a half-gallon size mason jar of tea, I'll use about a cup of loose leaf tea, and in a quart jar I'll use about a half a cup of the loose leaf tea.